Strother was with his grandfather out in West Texas. They had gone out to the ranch to work together. They'd had a wonderful day, and they were on their way back to Fort Worth when there was a rollover accident which pinned Strother under the car, and they were airlifted out. From that point on, Strother was in surgery and in intensive care for many weeks. When he came back and returned to the school community, all of the teachers and all of the students surrounded him and worked with him to try to make things work for him.
It's a challenge to get people to know what it's like to be in a wheelchair in a day and obstacles at school. And I wanted to start it because no one in my grade had ever been in a wheelchair before. My parents helped me with it, and we talked to the teachers about it, and we started it. I wanted people to use my chair for a day, but then it turned into a challenge.
The idea of the challenge was that every child there, they wanted to realize what it was that Strother was going through so that they could be compassionate and more understanding of his situation.
It was hard getting into my desk because I had to make sure the wheels were inside and not crooked or diagonal. If you're going uphill or if there's something like steep or hard to get over, you have to use a lot of muscle to get over, and it'll make your arms really sore.
Opening doors can be hard.
There we go! Nice! Good job!
Going up hills is hard too. I would hold on very tight so like the wheels won't take me backwards.
When the children learn it, when they're 10 years old or 11 years old, they really can internalize it, and they really can, take it with them for the rest of their life. So I think that's really one of the things that's important about the challenge.
Don't take that you're able to do stuff for granted and to help other people if they have a disability.
It's pretty cool to look at this at a different perspective at life, so that I can tell what different challenges people in wheelchairs can go through.
I want to feel how it is, and I want if somebody tells something bad to other people that have abilities that they can't do, I don't want them to brag at them or anything. I want to feel how it is to be like them. If I was stuck to this chair, I would probably get used to it, but I think the more you're in it, the less people treat you differently.
If you see somebody with a disability, that doesn't necessarily mean that they can't do everything that you can do. They just do it a little bit differently.
See things from a different perspective, definitely. What you can reach and what you can't, and what's on the floor, and just all the bodies that are coming down the hallway, and how you're going to fit into all that, and just the things you probably notice that you don't normally because you're at that height.
Just the wealth of feelings. Will I be able to do this? How will people respond? How will I respond to others? Yeah, I'm wanting to help, or when I refuse the help, how will they feel?
I want to help the people that are in the wheelchair, but I also want to be respectful of them wanting to do it on their own. There was a lot of times where I was asked, can I help you? Can I open the door? And I had to say, no, thank you.
Yes, we tend to wanting to help everybody, and you see a person, you want to open the door, but it is difficult for us because we're not used to, but for them it's an everyday thing, so they can do that, and if they can, let them do it.
I do the crosswalk in morning and afternoon duty, and so that's really challenging because I have to open up car doors and just, the first half of it, I think I had, like other people said, I had a lot of pride where I just kind of wanted to do things on my own. But after a while, I was thinking, I don't want to damage a car because I'm getting a little bit too close, so I let my patrols help me out.
I had my students journal while I was journaling during our writing lesson today. I basically gave them a title that I was using, and I just called it the wheelchair. And I want to know, when I'm reading your journals, how you felt being in the classroom with your teacher in a wheelchair for the day. What you noticed, what you may have heard or saw. I want to be part of your experience as well. Even though you weren't in the chair physically, you were in the chair with me emotionally and socially. So I wanted them to record that. I think my students are going to take away a valuable life lesson that in an instant you could wake up and be in a wheelchair. Just a greater appreciation for the activity of our limbs. And when I do say my prayers, I thank God that I can have a sane mind and that I wake up with the activity of my limbs and that I'm able to do those things that others aren't able to do.
The biggest takeaway today was I wanted the kids not to be afraid of wheelchairs. I didn't want kids to be afraid of someone coming close to them in a wheelchair. That little brief exposure to it is better than none. And I think them seeing all these wheelchairs around, like, everybody's in a wheelchair today, what's going on? It doesn't seem like a big deal anymore. And they just feel more comfortable around it. If you're exposed to it more, then you get more comfortable with things.
I know that forthcoming, seeing someone in a wheelchair, that I will ask them for help, but you know, if they decline, then I know that that's okay too.
It's okay to watch someone that you care about struggle and have a hard time and not just be there to, you know, make it all better.
It's definitely difficult. It's something that you don't expect. The smallest things in your life become the biggest things.
To me, he's a tough guy. When he came yesterday, it made everything look so easy. But now that I'm doing it, I have a lot more respect for him.
We can get used to anything in our lives over time. You get experience with it, but he's tough.
I just give him a lot of credit for coming up with this idea and trying to get out there and spread the message.
Each person that's touched by it will carry it forward to others, and so I hope we'll be able to do it again in some other schools here in San Antonio, and that they too will learn some wonderful understanding of what these young people or any person in a wheelchair is living.